What's happening, everybody? Where we at with today in these YouTube streets, man? Today, I'm gonna be speaking on something I just ran across probably last week. Some technology. It's called geofencing, and it's something that law enforcement using to nab criminals and you know ordinary people, civilians getting caught up in this web at the same time. And supposedly this new technology is doing a lot of violating. You get what I'm saying? It's violating a lot of privacy rights. But before we get started, if you just now running across the channel, man, smack that subscribe button, man, and tune in to the end. And I hope everybody blessed and highly favored, such as myself, on this day, man. And to all my leaders, I appreciate everybody that's done been tapping in and subscribing to the channel. All my leaders, man, you already know it's love, man. But back to what I was saying. This technology, I don't know how true this is because I ain't did no real deep research in it yet. But I feel like it's truthful. And from what I'm looking at, I feel like, it's something that's facts. Because I've been trying to figure out a lot of things, but I've been seeing about a lot of crimes that's done been committed, and I see them on the news, and then I see it be a little time later, but they catch these dudes, and a lot of these crimes, what I'm speaking on, is like mastermind like type crimes. So I know these dudes, what it looked like, dudes was on point, and they was really about their business. But like I said, I don't know how true it is. I ain't dig that deep into it, but I'm going to dig into it. But for right now, I'm going to just share it with y'all, and I'm going to share my perspective on it with y'all. And I want y'all to also, y'all give me y'all input and what y'all think about this situation. But let's get straight to the clip, man. Y'all check this out.
How easy it is for police and private companies to trace where you've been, who you were with, and what you were doing. Number 2, how this surveillance system actually works. And number 3, what you can do today to stop cops from turning your phone into a silent informant. Imagine your smartphone doubling as a homing beacon for the police. With just a few clicks, cops can actually draw a digital fence around any location and scoop up all the cell phone information from any cell phone that crossed through that area. They don't have to just cast one fence either. They can actually draw multiple fences around all different types of areas and even follow your phone all the way to your house. All of this happens without your knowledge, without any warrant whatsoever, and it's all taking place through technology known as Fog Reveal. Fog Reveal is a surveillance software service sold to law enforcement that leverages the location data continuously harvested from our mobile apps. It will actually enable police to perform what's known as, quote, geofencing, drawing a virtual boundary on a map and identifying every device that was within that area during a specified time window. In other words, it flips the typical investigation on its head. Instead of starting with a suspect and tracking down their movements, cops now start with a time and location, and they track everybody who happened to be in the area. This, of course, means innocent people's data is routinely caught up in criminal investigations, and innocent people end up being arrested and charged. As one former police analyst who actually quit in protest over cops using Fog Reveal, he said, and I quote, "The tool's ability to bring up just about anybody in an area, whether they were in public or at home, seemed to me to be a clear violation of the Fourth Amendment." So this brings us to the question, what exactly is geofencing? At its core, geofencing is a technique that defines a geographic area in the digital realm, literally drawing a fence on a map, and then queries location data to find devices, usually smartphones, that were within that area during a certain time frame. It is considered a where and when search. In other words, show me all the devices that were in this location at this time. Now, geofencing isn't just a police tool, it's also a marketing tool to send you push notifications when you walk in.
Y'all see what I'm talking about right now, right? So it's called geofencing. So basically, what he's saying is these cellular phones, if it's in the area, if you in that area, this shit grabbing everybody's cell phone in the area. and basically now you in the matrix. You in the mix of some shit you don't even know what's going on. You don't even know these people even looking at you just from you being in the area, right? So you are already in the cyber world, you being stalked and treated as a criminal just because you was in that area right there. So it's making sense to me and resonating with me real well because like I was telling y'all earlier, I seen a lot of crimes that was on the news and I'm like, well, how they caught these dudes later on down the line? That motherfucking cell phone. That cell phone, man, is more dangerous than a lot of us think it is. Basically. Because I got enough sense to know, like, when I was in the streets, you know, I had enough sense to know not to take that motherfucking phone. Fuck that. It's the old school way. If I'm on a mission, ain't no phone, ain't no ID, ain't none of that shit when you on a mission. Versus nowadays, these dudes nowadays, these kids in crime, and even some of these old dummies, you get what I'm saying? Or should I say old rookies? They do the same shit like they don't know no better. You get what I'm saying? They take their cell phone, and that cell phone ain't nothing but a tracker, man. Pretty much. And I was wondering how they do this here. Because with this same type of technology right here, I was wondering how the feds catching these dudes, man, they got technology that take the mask off and all type of shit. And this, some of the things like this right here, the clip I just showed y'all is showing us right now that this technology ain't playing. So a lot of the hot boys nowadays, y'all already know these new age hot boys, they got to have that pipe everywhere they go at, right? And so they going doing all these crimes and they got that pipe and that's how they catching them. And I can guarantee you this right here, this fog fencing technology right here, I bet indirectly it's done got a lot of dudes done lost their life behind this here. Cause I know these ignorant ass niggas, they ain't got enough sense. They couldn't figure it out. All they know is somebody told. And whoever that suspicion pointed at, that's who gonna get put in the blender. And a lot of times, and this for you young dudes, you kids that's in the streets in the crime, man, sometimes it ain't what it seems it is, and your own peers will end up killing you behind some same technology type shit like this right here. Because like I said, when you ignorant, you don't know really what's going on, how these people found it out. But the first thing gonna come to a nigga mind is, we got a rat in the camp. All in all, it wasn't no rat in the camp. It was these motherfucking cell phones that y'all taking everywhere and getting y'all life sentences after life sentences after life sentences. Because you ignorant to what's really going on in the world. You get what I'm saying? So you young dudes, take heed to this, man. Because a lot of shit, and just to get off the subject a little bit, a lot of things, a lot of y'all don't know, man. A lot of y'all get put in the blender and get left stinking just because of what you done allow your ears to hear. Your ears, when niggas try to talk to you about certain things, this some game I'm giving you. Certain things you don't want to hear. Because just by you hearing it, even though you didn't participate in it, just by you hearing something can get you killed a week later, a month later, and you ain't had nothing to do with it. You wasn't doing nothing but lending the ear. So when you in the trenches, in the streets, a lot of things y'all really don't know how to move. And I was taught this here way back in the days. You get what I'm saying? But you can't even allow a nigga to bring certain shit to your ear, because that shit can cost you your life down the line just by lending your ear. So y'all take that right there and y'all lock that in, because that's the game right there for the day from the OG, man. But back to the fog thing, right? like I'm saying, a lot of these young dudes, these hot boys, they've been getting caught behind this same technology right here. I can almost guarantee it. And I used to be scratching my head like, damn, how they found out this and that? Because it seemed like they did that the right way, and they know what they was doing. This is how niggas getting caught up in that dragnet. Because they using all this technology, and from what I'm understanding is, all the police's enforcements using this technology, right? And they done had a couple of cases, so they say, that they done picked up the wrong people and actually charged them simply because they didn't have and want to do the old proper investigation, simply because your cell phone was caught up in that dragnet in that area, and your alibi and everything was kind of off. So, excuse me. So they end up grabbing you, and they say they done grabbed a couple of people, and they had to go through due process just because they happened to be riding down this street when this murder happened right here, and they phone got caught up in that dragnet. And they saying a lot of agencies using this technology because it's cheap. I think they charging like a couple of hundred a month to keep it running, and do the checks and everything. But at the end of the year, I think it's like a $12,000 bill at the end of the year, and that ain't nothing. And matter of fact, if you a civilian, you can actually contact this company allegedly and pay for this same type of information right here. But this shit is not amazing to me. I just got up on it, and I'm basically like putting y'all up on it, and I'm a dig deeper into it to find out if there's some truth to it, and y'all can do the same as well. You get what I'm saying? But I know if it ain't this, it's something similar to it. I know they got this type of technology. That's why that phone is your downfall, and that go for in the streets or out the streets. It don't matter. And they got these little bags. Matter of fact, I'm finna invest in me one. When I ain't using that phone and I'm traveling around, the phone going off in these bags, because they got these little bags that's supposed to protect you phone. Once you put it in there, it can't get picked up. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm finna invest in. That bag, I forget the name of it. If y'all in the comments, y'all get in the comment. If anybody who up on technology, man, and what's going on, y'all let me know what the bag is. But I'm going to get me one regardless, because I've been like that. That's why, it's good to keep the old school cars and all that there. If I'm doing certain stuff, that's when you pull out the old school car, man, because the cars tell on you too, man. They tell everywhere, track everywhere you go at. So you got to understand, we living in the world of technology, man. So a lot of this stuff, if you not using your phone and stuff like that, have that bitch in the bag, man, because you can end up in the mix and you really not even in the mix. You get what I'm saying? So if you want to keep all that up off you, man, basically get you one of them little bags, man, because they got all this shit going on, and that's how a lot of these dudes get nabbed. And they basically saying that that was some of the technology that was used when the people rushed the White House. That's how they caught a lot of them, allegedly, with this same technology right here, with this fog, man. So that's why they went around and back. Y'all remember, they ain't catch everybody that same day. They went around and running down on them eventually with this same technology. That's why I think it's legitimate. But y'all get in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this technology right here. And do y'all think it's really nabbing, it's really behind nabbing a lot of these hot boys that's in the streets now? A lot of these Fed indictments and everything going on. Do you think a lot of these indictments coming down and dudes being grabbed because of these phones and all this new technology that they ain't telling you about, that they using illegally and violating all our privacy, y'all get in the comments, man. Y'all let the OG know, man. And like I say, man, if you hear what the OG saying, man, if you rocking with the OG, man, y'all do me a favor, man. It won't cost you nothing, man. Y'all smack that subscribe button, man. Y'all like, y'all share, and y'all, y'all do all the above, man. Y'all help the OG run the channel up. And like I say, man, y'all know my motto, man. I'ma keep dropping just as long as y'all keep watching. Till next time, man, I'm out. This the OG.
The king is back.